My name is Shamin. I'm from Bombay, India.
So my name is Johan, and I'm from Belgium.
My name is Elena, and I'm from Moscow.
When clients come to us, it was more like, I've come here, fix my problem, tell me what to do. And when they start getting a sense of, you're not going to do that, and it's not going to happen over one or two sessions, I think a lot of the clients have then started appreciating the conversations that we have, because, like I said, there's a lot of families that we work with that don't get a chance, that there is no opportunity to talk. So, just the fact that someone is asking them, what it means to them, how they have made meaning of a particular situation, or, how that makes them feel, I think that in itself gives them, some sense of agency, in terms of taking charge of being able to articulate and being able to express some of what it is that is going on in their lives. And a lot of families have, and a lot of clients have actually told me that we love the fact that you actually ask what this means for us, versus telling us what to do about it.
I'm thinking what it is like in my country, in Russia. And it's about trust, I think. There is a huge, as I felt it, a mistrust to any kind of doctors or mistrust to psychologists, because of this position inequality, this power relations. And then people, to me, it's the biggest, I think, the biggest thing when people leaving, they say that they felt that they got better, they were listened to, and no one actually imposed anything on them, and that they can trust our work, that we can get to something that they really appreciate in life. To me, that's the biggest thing, because to me, establishing the trust between people overall in our country and between the professional psychologists, counseling professionals, and people that they are really there to help. I think it's the biggest thing right now. We use any tools we have to promote that. And I think narrative therapy really has everything in it to promote trust instantly, like 20, 15 minutes of conversation, and you can feel it in the body, like you trust your partner, your conversational partner.
I'm thinking of two people. I'm just going to pick one. It's this young woman, and she laughs a lot because then she knows that I'm going to ask questions, and at the end of my sentence, I even forgot how I started, and then she says, "What are you saying now, Johan?" And then I say, "Okay, I did it again. Let's try it again." And so there's this, I remember the first time she was very intimidated with this process. She was feeling very, like damaged goods, and there's something in the relationship that changed now. And I don't know if that's the main intention. Of course not. It's not the main intention of narrative therapy to ask incomprehensible questions sometimes. But, there's something in the relationship. How do you relate with one another if you're stumbling?
No, I have a similar experience, well, somewhat similar, where I have a young boy that I'm working with who's about 12 years old, and when he says something, he looks at my face and he says, "I know what you're going to ask me. You're going to ask me what that means to me. You're going to ask me, what is it about that I value?"
Yeah.
And so he's almost mocking me. So he knows, it's almost like he knows what I'm going to ask, and then he answers it himself. So oftentimes I'm just sitting there, and he says, "Right? You're just sitting there quietly." So I said, "Yeah, I'm listening to you." So I think he really I think he's come to a point where he asks the questions, he answers the questions, and he almost just looks to me saying, "I'm doing my therapy right?" I was like, yeah.
This is a great story.
Yeah, he's really come to that point, and I think he's come to a point where he doesn't come very frequently now, but he's often told me, he's saying, when I'm in a situation and I'm stuck, sometimes I think I'm talking to you and I know what you're going to ask, and then I'm able to actually answer that and move on. And that feels really good to be able to, reach that point. I mean, even for me to hear that from him is just really special.
And I remember a woman that I worked with, and she lost her baby in the delivery. And she told me in a couple of meetings that we had, she told me that, will I be happy again? She asked me. And I was exploring, I started to explore what it means for her to be happy. Why would she love to be happy again? And she told me that on the internet, this community that she's into, like they're supporting each other, the mothers that lost the kids, no one tells, like there is a notion that you cannot get happy afterwards, even for a little moment, for a little second, for like half of the day. So, and I remember her describing being in this state of little happiness. And to me, it was like a miracle of narrative therapy, I would say.
A state of little happiness. Oh, great.
So much. It means so much to me because there is, in my experience, there is a situation like this. So I think it's about the endless opportunity to be yourself, to enjoy life. And if there is a practice that can actually give that back to people, I think that's the best thing.
It's what Maggie said yesterday, I think, where small things lead to big things. So yeah, it's really some of those tiny things. And I mean, I was actually, when she said that, I was relating it to myself where, one conversation with a colleague about narrative therapy has, led to so many years of doing things so differently and gotten me to where I am today. So yeah, it was one tiny thing.